Set your hammer right here. Feel how flat that is? How do you say the better it's going to look? So you want to say nice and flat. Here's the deal. This is a finesse game. Girls actually make better blacksmiths than guys. Girls listen and they also don't hit as hard. So that's everything. So everybody thinks that this is going to be Thor. You're going to come in here and sit my hand through the floor. You don't want to do that. We got like these. So I'm probably going to start you with about 70% power. That's it. So it's going to be pretty light. So none of these little hits. Burn all your muscles out. Pick it up. Just let gravity do most of your work. That's about as hard as you're going to need to hit it. Maybe just a hair harder. This part, what's all that? There you go. I like that. Let's start with that. I'll bump you up or bump you down as I need. This one, drop your hand down. Step back with 1 foot. There you go. Now you're going to bend your elbows. I want you to pull back your body. You're going to come in at a 45 degree. So you're going to drop down just a little bit. There you go. Get that angle right there. That's going to start our point. We're going to get a sharp point. Okay, drop down a little more. Got a little window here. Way down here. Get that point on there. I'll tell you to work back up. I might ready to go up and down just a little bit. You're in control of everything that happens to the top of the lever. Raise your hammer. I'll push this all down. I'm in control of the handle and the body of it. So don't let that metal roll off the edge of this handle while you're doing that drum. That's going to put our foot back. So I'm going to be working at the same time you are. Moving that metal up and it's very hot, very quick. So basically in this much light, 1,000 degrees it starts going. 2,000 degrees you start. Like I said, it's going to move real easy. Go down for me. Just good steady rhythm, just like that. There you go. That's exactly what I want. Step back. Show me that drop. I want you right on that point right there. Bit harder now. There you go. Perfect. Drop down a little bit. Let's get that sharp point on there. Back in. There you go. Now we got it. Keep on. Keep on. Keep on. We're not done yet. We just got the angle and everything that I wanted in there. Down there a little bit. Down. Now work your way back up to me a little bit. A little higher. Straight into it. A little higher. Foots are good. We've got a bigger foot. You want to bend that out, spread it out. It's going to fit perfect. Right where we want it. Very nice. Right easy, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just really more of a rhythm than anything else.
I like it. It's pretty good.
So we're going to put a circle back here. That was a warm-up, now we're working again. So now we're going to set back right here. Two things. We're going to stay as flat as possible. So we're going to have the thickness that we are now. Second thing is keep the hammer in line back here. That will create the plunge line so it steps down from the hammer to your blade. So traditionally, in the past, you've been blacksmith for a second, it took 10 years to learn to get blacksmith. That first year, you start off with my go-to. Anything you want, you go for it. You learn the tool, taking you to the shop, all that kind of stuff. You were dropped off usually about 10 years old. The next 6 years, I'll teach you a million ways to hammer metal. Use hundreds, if not thousands of hammers and tongs. All these different types of shapes of all different ways. You start off learning, you start doing what's called tandem striking. Tandem striking is basically a game. So you're going to put your hammer in that circle. Now I want you to lift straight up. So I'm going to put that my piece of metal there. I'm going to hit it. You're going to hit. We're going to get a good steady rhythm, just like that. This is going to teach you when, how hard, where to hit, all that kind of stuff. We're going to show you that. You're going to do this for about 6 years. That last 3 years, you can become my journey. Journey is a table where you can make money at that point. Save your money, build your tools, perfect your craft. Eventually, you get down to your own shop. That's how you learn to be a blacksmith. Yeah. So we're going to do that tandem striking. We're going to make at least 2 runs that way. There's going to be a steady rhythm. I'll stay about as hard as we started, about that 70, maybe 80%. We don't need to kill it too hard. We want to move it out nice and slow. So we'll get it all shaped into the way we want. Okay, so adjust this real quick. Okay, right there. There you go. Now we got a good uniform thickness. You can see it starting to come into shape right there. Now we're going to flip it over and work the other side. The metal's got a grain structure. We've got to work evenly on both sides. So it doesn't work, crack, have inclusions. As we're going, we're going to dial back. So I want to pull you back 10%. So if you're giving me 70, now I'm going to drop to 60%. I'm going to flip it over. That grain structure is going to allow us to shape. Now part of the reason we're staying in this circle back here, not only are we working the metal and doing all that, I'm also going to work a rounding hammer. So I'm going to put a big dent in there. You're going to come behind me and flatten that big dent out. This is going to help us spread the metal wider now. So instead of going for length now, we want to go for width.
It pushes it up.
Exactly. So I'll push it up, you're going to flatten it back out. So we're going to work down. So you're going to see me adjust my hammer just a little bit. I'm going to keep it manipulating. That's also why we're going to do it. We'll slow down on our rhythm just a little bit. This is going to teach us all the stuff we need to do to push it down. Throughout this process, that's it. My question, ask the audience for you.
I'm with you so far.
Where are you guys coming from?
Houston.
Houston? Okay, very nice. All right, here we go. Start the same thing again. Back here, middle of it. Get the mouth back here. Put your right back up. There you go. That's what I want. Alright, nice. Now we got it nice and thin all the way through there. Got a great shape coming out onto it. You can see we got a lot more spread. The old term is polishing. Root where the branch is plain. Ever done the auto body work? Okay, see that little pneumatic hammer real fast? It's called a planishing hammer. Overlapping hammer stroke. We're going to do exactly the same thing. It's where it comes from. You want to turn around and put that circle, you're going to go half as hard. So you're down to like 40% and twice as fast. Basically, you're going to sound like a machine gun. Go ahead and go for it. Little tricky, bounce it down a lot. Once we get the hot metal, it won't bounce so much on it. I'm going to start at the back. I'm going to work to the front. I'll tell you to pause. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing. You're going to stay in that circle. These overlapping hammer strokes will clean up both sides. So essentially, you're replacing my power hammer.
Stay in the back.
You're just going to stay in that circle. You just stay in the circle and we draw it right on through. So it just allows me to control where we're at. Light fast strokes. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Right there. Nice. Keep on, keep on, keep on. And pause. I'm going to work that side. Go for it. There you go. Keep on. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 99, 98. I'm playing with it down. We're going to give you a good hard time. Look at that. Nice. Cleaned it up. Real good and smooth. All right. Let's put that hot metal down. Put this on top. And when I say strike, you're going to give me a single hit right here. Now once again, this is going to be a soft job. I'm going to start off by saying either soft, medium, or hard. Then I'll say strike, 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 strike. One hit every time I say strike. So this is going to let us work this all out. I always like to practice with all my guys, make sure we're going to do all right, make sure she got you trained all right. So we're going to start soft, strike, strike, strike. She got you trained well, look at that. Most everybody falls for that. You did a good job. Well, we got to get some entertainment out of this. Now, we're going to have, all seriously, what we're going to do is we're going to go medium. So we're going to go strike, strike, strike. So probably medium to light, about that 40%. Go strike, strike, strike. I'm going to kick over here to the horn of the anvil. You're going to match my angle as we work around. That's how we're going to clean that point. So I don't want you trying to play golf on me. You're going to step back and you're going to give me that angle shot. So if I say soft strike, you're going to give me a pop right there. Just like that. That's going to be more of about a medium right there for me, okay? So we're going to back down just a little bit when I say soft. So that's about what I want you to hit when I say medium. We'll go here. If I tell you to change softer, we'll drop off. When I come back up top, I'll say harder. You can bump up a little bit more from that. We'll flatten it all out. We're going to start with that medium. Strike. 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 Okay. Mash that angle. Strike. Strike. One hit. Strike. 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 Okay. Come straight in on it for me. Strike. 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 Nice. Okay, once. Real hard. There you go. Strike hard. Strike hard one more time. Okay. Readjust. Okay, give me that medium light. Just like that, one more time. There we go. Medium. A little harder. Hard. Strike. Strike. Okay, give me a medium. Strike. Strike. One light right there. Very nice. That looks really good right there, actually. Alright, we're sitting at 1100 degrees. Obviously, it's not something you want to grab. Still your hammer frame. Now, every craftsman has a touch mark. That's how we sign our work, just like you sign your checks, anything like that. turn around and put this right here. Smack that in there. Let me heat this up one more time. I'm going to describe all that out to you. That touch mark we put on that asher rose in new birth. Symbol of rebirth, immortality, and beauty. We put half a horseshoe in the fire. You force it to 3 quarters of a knife. Then we'll take this, grind this, polish it, make it very sharp, make it beautiful, because it's made out of metal. That's your life. It's immortal. That's why we call it Phoenix Nice. Now the fun part, we're going to pull this off. You come on back over here. This is actually really fun in slow-mo video if you want. Alright, pull this up. Let's check this. I'm going to pull that hot metal out. Right here.
Closer.
Watch it actually glow underneath water for just a second. Everything I'm touching is between 200 and 600 degrees all day long. So that's why you get the hammer, I get the tongs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come in right here. Can you see that one all right? You can stay right here actually if you want. Come on around. It doesn't splash or anything like that, but it will be all right. Now in the back we use all sorts of specialized oils, so depending on the carbon, the tungsten, wolfram, vanadium, nickel, silver, chromium, all the alloys that go into our metal will change what kind of oils we quench. So we generally don't get to see this part because it's a dark oil.
Yeah.
So this is the fun part for us when we get to actually watch it. All right, I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, here we go. It gets cool, all that scale blows off, sinks to the bottom. Give it a light wiggle, and it's cold.
Wow, that fast.
That fast.
I didn't know that different metals will require different oils.
Oh yeah, the different oils will cool at different speeds, create corrosion resistance, toughness, all that kinds of stuff. So it all changes everything that we're doing.
Huh.
So the term smith means craftsman. That's why everybody in the last phone book had the last name Smith. Because you had woodsmiths, tinsmiths, gunsmiths, blacksmith, goldsmith, whitesmith, silversmith, every kind of smith out there. We were called blacksmiths because we crafted black metal. Farriers crafted horseshoes. Today, we crafted a blade. We called a bladesmith.
Right.
Good job,
Awesome.
bladesmith.
That
I'm
is
going to give you that.
awesome.
I'll tell you to turn around. Let me grab that apron off you so you can cool off. There you go.
So you can
There
cool
you go.
off.
Follow Galen over here. He's going to take that from you and he's going to grind that to a clip point, give you a sheet and everything like that.
Get a good picture
Man,
of it
that is
before, 'cause
awesome.
It's not gonna look like that for very long.
Yeah, he's going to fix it all, make
That
it all
is
shiny.
awesome. Man, you are too awesome.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Oh, that is too awesome. I like that.
Now we're going to have some fun.
Almost as soon as I touch it, it gets up to that temperature. See that water boiling off in there? So it looks a little bit dry, but if I dip it in water,
It's not really that hot.
usually it gets hotter than this. We're going to clean up all the areas you like. I watch that water getting closer and closer dry to my fingers. That does it a little better. Gets a little warm hanging onto it.
Yeah.
I know working in a machine shop, you know sandpaper, the higher the number, the finer it is. I learned it's determined by a square inch on that sandpaper or that belt. So that tells you, the 60 tells you that's got 60 pieces of that grain in that square.
Wow.
So you go higher in number, they got to be a lot smaller to fit in that same square. So the smaller they are, the smaller scratches. I went my whole life without finding that.
Yeah, I never knew that either. I didn't know that's how they gauged it.
But the numbers had to mean something, you know.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take a little off of each side. It'll straighten out those edges, get a nice uniform thickness. I want this to be about half as thick as a dime. By taking a little off each side, it straightens out the edge and it also drives the center of the blade right down the center of the knife. You and your leather again.
Oh, look at his back.
It's snowing with the leather.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's my mistake I have to carry. As it gets thinner, we can slow this down. That way I'm not getting as much heat coming through.
yeah.
As it gets thinner and thinner, that heat transfers my film pretty quick. Kids always laugh when I start cooling off my thumbs, you know, when they get too hot.
Yeah.
But they need to be cool too. Especially when we're working the tips, a lot of times we're hanging on to them, it gets really hot. But we got him Edward Scissorhands making snow.
Yeah.
Completely oblivious to my story. But to do that, now I'm going to put pressure more on the bottom, and where it is on the wheel, it'll make that line come down on this side. So shaping and polishing is what we do a lot of our time on our knife. We might spend 20 to 30 hours shaping and polishing the blade. We have sandpaper grits that go up to 5,000. By the time we're done with that, you can do your hair and makeup in them, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't because I need both my hands to drive, but I've seen y'all ladies.
Oh yeah.
One hand here, one hand on the brush.
That's
I don't know who's driving
multitasking.
the car.
Yeah.
The young kids are real bad about watching movies while they drive.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice and smooth. Start polishing it up, make it nice and shiny.
The smoother a knife is on the side, the better it feels, the sharper it feels, because it's not having to saw through, it's not got any friction. So you want it to be nice and thin and nice and smooth. We'll lay in it just with one pass, you can see the difference and feel that difference.
Yeah, it's taking all the serrations out. That's pretty good.
Now obviously working on a horseshoe, we're not going to get all the little lines out of there like we would on the bigger knives.
That's because it's a softer metal, right?
It is a softer metal. It doesn't keep an edge for a long time, but it's real easy to sharpen. Polishes up real nice, makes a nice sharp edge, and you can sharpen it really easy. Have a little fun with that. Make sure there's no sharp edges on that backbone. And I like to have a little fun with this part of the tip, make it look a little bit like a shark's tooth, put a little false edge up here. I'm going to slow this down, I'm going to get in here kind of close and roll this around.
Oh, it has a light. It has a light. That thing.
Put that little top edge on there so it catches the light real good, so it'll be intimidating now.
Yeah.
Not that you're not intimidating. Now that'll shine really good when we go to draw it out on somebody. And it makes that tip nice and thin where you can get in those ribs, you know, real good. And then the sharpen, we put a 22.5-degree bevel. So as this belt's moving toward me this way and I put it on at this angle, it gets thinner and thinner out at the edge. Eventually it gets sharp, and the little pieces of metal that it's pulling from that underside have to go somewhere, so they start rolling up on top of the knife. And I look for a line to develop all the way down the edge of that blade. You can kind of see it in the light.
Yeah.
It's that little cottony white line right there. When it gets that line all the way down that blade, I know that's about as sharp as this belt can get. So I'll go up to 800 grit. Make smaller strip. No sharpness to it, so if I take this piece right here and push it on there, it doesn't even knock the dirt off.
Yeah.
But all those little flakes of metal that I showed you, got to go somewhere, and you don't want them to go on the apple or the steak that you're cutting up. So use this to knock them off. And with no sharpness, it's not going to damage your edge at all. The last thing we do, we don't want it to wind up looking like that all rusty. So we coat it a little bit with oil. We use a We use a food grade mineral oil, but you can use olive oil, vegetable oil. If you're not going to eat with it, you can use baby oil, gun oil, motor oil. Just give it a light, thin coat of oil, kind of like taking care of a cast iron skillet.
Oh, okay.
Put that thin coat of oil on there and dry it off. We clean our blades with Windex. The ammonia, well, the original Windex, not those fancy smelly orange ones or whatever. The original Windex, the ammonia that's in there, or I guess that's ammonia. It'll kill a lot of the bacteria and stuff that'll etch into your blade other than rust. So like if you use this for cutting onions, things like that, they have acids in them that will etch into the blade. Now those acids aren't bad, they'll turn it blues and purples. Blues and purples are fine. It'll actually help protect that blade. But if it starts getting the reds in there, you need to clean it up, get that rust off of there, because that'll deep hit your blade. But we just give it a nice coat of Windex and wipe it down, make sure it's really good and dry, and put it back in our sheath. It's made a very nice clip point.
That's nice.
I want to give you that. That's Billy Helton's sticker. And it's colored. And this is our sticker.
Yeah.
One of those too.